I like to add a point here to all the beautiful ladies out here. Let's empower each other. Let's enlighten each other and grow together. Let's take a resolution that we would not hamper the growth of another woman by our rude comments or by our attitude towards them. Let's empower each other and grow together. One round of applause for the panel discussion. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So like we have seen now, every life has a story, and IWIN brings out many such stories in the form of articles from its members and the employees of the member organizations. Article writing is an art, and it reflects the way one articulates their thoughts or expressions. That's why when we read an article, we are able to make out who wrote it, probably by the style or the wordings used in that. Challenges are common to all. Whether we swim through them or sink in them is up to us. So with this message, we went to all the people, reached out to them to write an article about their life, themselves, and we had many articles flowing into us. We are really happy about the response that was given. We appreciate all those who have participated. So we are here to bring out the 10 best stories, and we are just calling out the names of the people and then give away the certificates of appreciation to all of them. Firstly, I like to invite Snigdha, Smita Sinha, and Sirisha Govindu. And to give away the awards, may I call upon Ms. Vanita Datla to the stage. That was Snigdha. And that's Smita Sinha. Snigdha, if you don't mind coming back, because we want to hear about your article from you. Please hold on, ladies. Okay. And we also have Sirisha Govindu. So Snigdha, Smita and Sirisha, please, we'd like to hear from you about your article, maybe in one or two sentences, precisely. We have to. It's all yours. I'll read them out, yes. I will. I'll just put this one. Sure.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all having a good time. It's a 3-page article that I've sent, but I would just like to say a few things. Pain is everyone's enemy, yet this enemy becomes our greatest teacher. So that is what I believe. Life can be quite appalling every now and then. You can come across hurdles which you wouldn't have anticipated even in your worst nightmares. The truth about what or who really matters in life manifests itself. You constantly have questions like, why me? What have I done? I've taken care and have been good to everyone my whole life. So how could this happen to me? It's so unfair. I don't deserve to go through this at all. These things buzz in your head at sometimes. But this question doesn't have an answer. You've fallen into the darkest abyss. You're in distress. You're finding it difficult to breathe. And you feel hungry monsters slowly feeding on you. You're torn between life and death, but you don't want to die. You're crying for help, but no one can hear you. You pinch yourself, hoping it's a bad dream, but you're wrong. What do? You need to find a way to come out and see the light. Feel the warmth of the sun and enjoy the breeze once again. You have to learn how to swim since you have been thrown into the endless ocean. That's how all heroes have crossed such hurdles. Kudos to them. I've been there. I've felt the darkness and the monster's hunger. My monster was blood cancer. So the word itself brings chills down your spine. Everyone dreads it and knows what a nightmare it can be. No one wants to even think about it not or face it and wishes it never happens to them or their loved ones. I felt the same. So I was diagnosed in December 2014. So the whole of 2015, I underwent chemotherapy for 6 months, and I also needed a stem cell transplant. So luckily, my cousin brother, he was a 90% match for me. He's also from Tech Mahindra, so he gave me his stem cells. My treatment was in CMC Hospital, Vellore. So the entire experience was, a revelation to me. I know my priorities now. I often look back and wonder why we had to undergo all that trauma while the rest of the world indulge in their merrymaking. That's what we feel when we are undergoing problems. We feel, oh, why is it us? Everyone else is having a good life. Why is it like that? So I feel miserable in those moments. But when I come to the realization that every single day is a struggle for so many, unlike those of us who are very fortunate, I revert to my happy self and feel grateful for having overcome my misery. So, realizing this, accepting, and also moving on makes us one among the wise. I can't possibly reverse the clock and prevent whatever was anyway bound to happen. So, during this revelation, I discovered my writing and my creative skills. I started a WordPress blog titled One Happy Earthling. I posted a couple of articles in that. I write poems also. I do a variety of craft work. I started journaling. I have a bucket list book, and I urge you all to have your own bucket list book. I've written lots of things that I would love to do in my life. I'm more determined to accomplish things and I'm more enthusiastic about life. My optimism has multiplied tenfold instead of the other way around. I've always been a daydreamer. Even my school teachers have written this in my report cards, I remember twice or thrice. But I intend to turn these dreams into reality. My ultimate dream is to travel the world and to witness phenomena like the aurora borealis, the northern lights, generally speaking. And I urge each and every one of you not to just keep chasing your dreams forever, but to catch them, hold on tight, make sure they're fulfilled. And always remember, ordeals help you discover your superpowers. A new chapter has started for me, and I hope to see more highs than lows, more sunshine than clouds, more petals than thorns, more laughter than tears, and more miracles than tragedies. Forget about yesterday's tragedies, look forward to tomorrow's miracles, and enjoy today's gifts. Cheers to a new life. Thank you. It's One Happy Earthling, one dot happy dot earthling. It's a WordPress blog you can follow. Thank you.
Smita Sinha.
Hello everyone. I did not expect this. I just wrote it out of, whatever I have experienced in life. I don't have it right now. I'll try to keep it short with whatever I remember from my writing. I come from a state of Bihar. I hope you all have heard. And when we speak about Bihar, it's more of, the law of and order condition that we are talking about there. When I came here, when I saw the kind of, such kind of forums and, the kind of law and order situation that we have here in Telangana and Hyderabad, and when I go back to my hometown and see there is a lot of difference. There is a lot of difference now also. When it comes to taking public transport and other things like that, that's a complete no over there. But here we can think. Actually, I travel by public transport daily here. But when I go back and tell my father that I'm traveling by public transport in Hyderabad, I mean, they are like, why? Why the hell? And how do you dare to do that? But they are not, they are not aware of, the conditions here and what it is there. So the write-up or, the whole thing that I have written was based on my experience, the changes I have faced in life. So to summarize all of it, I can summarize all of it in 4 points. The first was acceptance of yourself. The example I have given was on a very foundation level, like the foundation that you build for yourself. It might be your home, it might be your school, wherever it is. The acceptance of yourself is the first point that everyone should keep in mind, especially ladies. So once you have accepted yourself in a certain way, don't compromise on that. The situations will be different, families will be different for us, but acceptance of yourself in your mind, once made, should not be compromised. My school and my family has played a very important role in bringing up that acceptance level. Having said that, the second point that I brought up, in my article was having, very independent. You should be independent in all the way. The example that I brought up was very funny. When I was writing it, it was, I thought that in this era it was very funny to say, but believe me, the example that I gave was riding a scooty. Those times, I was born and brought up in Patna. Those times in Patna, it was really not a very easy job, although it will be very funny this time. But yeah, that time I can remember that it was only me and my sister who were riding scooty in our whole locality, traveling on ourselves. So yeah, being independent in all the ways, not being dependent on parents or brothers in all the ways is very important, is the second point that I brought up. Another thing what I brought up in my article was, the power to communicate. Yeah. So once we grow up, we are no more dependent on our parents for decision making on our behalf, right? We go to new family, we go to new companies. We have so many things, that we carry with ourselves. One power that we have with ourselves is power to communicate. So once we have once we have built that foundation of, how are we seeing ourselves, not all the world will see us in, the way we see ourselves. So in those cases, we have to communicate. We have to communicate to them that what is acceptable for us and what is not acceptable for us. In this time, what I am saying mostly is when we go to new families, when we go to new companies, it's very important that we firmly tell that, this is the path that is accepted for us and this is the path that is not acceptable for us. And that will come when we have built, an impression for ourselves within us. That will come with that. For an example, I just want to, tell here the example. I started my career with Wipro. Right now with ADB. ADB has given me this opportunity. But back then in Wipro, when I went on maternity leave and, I came back and there were exams. There were exams that you have to clear, otherwise your services are not required. I am back from maternity and, struggling to adjust with all the other, new era in my life. and above that, this exams were there. Otherwise, you do this. Otherwise, you leave your job. And believe me, passing an exam that time was tougher than leaving a job. So leaving the job was easier for me. That you leave the job and sit at home. And everybody was supporting because I have a small kid there to take care. So everybody at home was like, what's the point? So yeah, that's where I used this power to communicate, wherein I communicated to my mother-in-law. Yes, ladies, yeah, I communicated to my mother-in-law how important it was for me, the exams and the job. And yeah, I prepared for it. I cleared it in second attempt while she took care of my infant that time. Another example which I wrote in the article was the power to choose. So no matter what are the struggles that we will face in life, life will always give us option to choose. What we have to do